Alright, I'm going to give you a tour from the top down. So I'm going to start at deck number 17. Up here on Symphony of the Seas, we have the coastal kitchen. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get into a lot of these, but I'll see if they're open or not. Nope, guess you're going to get a view through the window of what the coastal kitchen looks like. Way up on deck 17, so you can kind of see the whole back of the ship back there. Also on deck 17 is the suite deck and the loft suite, so you can kind of see what there are on each one of the floors here. I'm going to go through each one of these decks one at a time and show you each one of these things that are on here. Okay, down on deck 16 we have the Windjammer restaurant. This is one of our favorite places to eat. It's buffet style, and you can check out some of my other videos and I'll show you what they serve for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can kind of see the buffet in there. Very big and pretty much a variety of anything that you would ever want to eat. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. It's really windy out today. It's our last day out at sea before we head back in. On deck 16, on the way back of the ship, we have the Ultimate Abyss. That goes from way up here all the way down to the bottom. Way down at the bottom of the aqua theater. And then right up over here behind the Ultimate Abyss, we have the Flow Rider. There's one on this side and one on the opposite side as well. Between the two Flow Riders is the Wipeout bar here. I'm going to kind of tell you what's included with the cruise as well and what is a little bit extra. So there is of course alcohol and soda packages that are extra. The Flow Riders are an extra charge as well. And the Ultimate Abyss though is free. That's included with the cruise. And on this side we have the sports court. So lots of activities here. Yeah, see there's soccer, basketball, sometimes volleyball. There's actually an archery competition as well. I think they were using magnetic arrows. But it's always some kind of activities going on in this court. Right behind that, we have El Loco Fresh, which is a restaurant that is new to Symphony of the Seas. This was not on Harmony of the Seas. Excellent food, always some salsa, chips, quesadillas, and burritos. And there's some desserts, fruit, and some drinks over here as well. On this side of the ship there are a few table tennis tables in here. Looks like there's 3. Usually pretty busy as well. Always some people playing at that. And right in front of that is the mini golf. That is included as well, so you can use the mini golf. And right here is the zip line that goes from that side over here over to this side that you have to pay extra for as well. You can see from this deck, you can see down to the boardwalk down there. Right now there's some people playing music, and that's where the Ultimate Abyss comes out at the end of the slides down there. And in the very back there's the aqua theater. So another place in here called Fuel, usually for some younger kids. And now I'm back on the side that has El Loco Fresh. Like I said, they always have some really good food here. Right now the line's pretty short. Usually it's quite a bit longer than this, but this isn't bad. And this is the line right here for the frozen yogurt. Usually they have chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. There's also one on the opposite side, so if one is busy, you can usually head on over to the opposite side, and that one's usually not as busy. Also on this deck is the arcade games, so quite a variety in here. Definitely didn't spend any time in here, but I'm going to now check it out with you guys. Everything's all brand new since the ship is only a few months old. Not a very big arcade, but definitely enough to keep the kids busy for a little while. And here's a model of the ship. 1 to 200 scale. Pretty accurate. There's a few things that I noticed that aren't quite accurate on it, but definitely gives you a good representation of what the ship looks like underneath the water as well. So 3 Azipod engines on the back. Going from deck 15 up to 16, this is pretty interesting. That wasn't on Harmony, that when you walk up these steps, there's actually a piano that plays. And when you step on the edge of the step, you can see it lights up and plays a note. I don't think it's an actual piano because it sounds a little too good to be true. Here's some gingerbreads, not actually real, they're made out of plywood, but They look pretty nice. So here on the front of the ship on deck 16 is Hope to Seafood. Give you a quick look in here. And you can kind of see over the Solarium out back here. And down there is the bistro, down on deck 15. You can kind of tell how windy it is out there today. This artwork is also new from Harmony that they didn't have there. And there was a lot of wind noise on Harmony of the Seas up here in the front, and they've redid that, so now there's not a lot of chattering from these window panels on the front of the ship. On deck 16 near the front of the ship, you can kind of see over the Solarium from this deck, people down there handing out towels. And when you head towards the back of the ship, you can look over and see the overlook hot tubs. Up there on deck 17 is the suite deck. So you gotta be in a suite to be able to get to that deck, and it's locked on the opposite side. There are 3 water slides here. There are 2 on that side, and then there's this big toilet bowl looking water slide. You can kind of see from deck 16 down to deck 15, some live music going on right now. And on this side of deck 16 is the mast bar. Sun setting, so hopefully I can get done with this real quick and do a time lapse of our last day. I guess that shows you just how windy it is here. On deck 15 in the middle area here, this is the sports pool. There's usually a lot of activities in there. Here is the pool bar right here in the middle area. A few hot tubs here, one on this side and one on the opposite side. Here is the kids play area. The bucket up there dumps water every now and then when it fills up. And opposite to the pool bar is the sand bar. There are 4 more hot tubs here in the middle. 2 here. There's another pool. This pool actually can overflow and goes underneath these lawn chairs here. The bottom of the toilet bowl slide. And this is the steps that you go up to get on all 3 slides. So either this yellow or the blue one or the toilet bowl one on that side, you all go up these stairs to get to those. And on this side there is one more pool as well. Maybe I will put a top-down view of the ship, and then you can see the deck layout of the top portion of the ship, so you can see how many pools and hot tubs there actually is. So here on the front of the ship is the overlook hot tubs. Usually quite a few people in them, but usually you can find some room to sit in there. And then heading to the front of the ship is the Solarium. You have to be over 16 years old to come to this portion of the ship. And over here on the right is the bistro behind these glass. And also up here in the Solarium, there's 2 additional hot tubs, one on this side and one on the opposite side. And a little bit different from Harmony, they actually do have a pool up here as well. So if you do want to cool down without there being any kids in the pool, this is the area to go. Kind of an interesting piece in this pool is that the front of it is actually clear glass, so people can look from the front and actually see you in the pool. Let me go show you that real quick. So they did add a nice water feature, but as you can see right in through the clear pool. And then of course out here on each side of the Solarium is the overlook area. On the left side of the ship, this is the one that actually has the glass floor, so I'll step out here and show you guys that real quick. And here's a look over the front of the ship real quick. No one is allowed down there, only the crew. And towards the back of the ship, you can see the overlook hot tubs, how they actually hang over the side of the ship there. And directly beneath this floor is where the captain's bridge is, so that they can see coming into port on each side of the ship. Here is the opposite side overlook. They actually added some binoculars out here now that Harmony did not have. They might have them now, but when we went 2 years ago, they did not. And a quick way to get back into these staterooms without going back up the steps in the Solarium is just walk over to the side. And there's this little tunnel area. It actually takes you right by the staterooms on this deck, on deck 14. Then you don't need to walk back up to deck 15 if you want to stay on this floor or go down lower. On deck 14 in the front of the ship, we have Adventure Ocean. This is where a lot of the little kids are. I think they have babysitters here as well that you can pay to watch your kids for a certain time. Maybe on formal night if you want to get out way, but kind of see in there. Lots of toys, things for kids to do. Down on deck 14, here is the card room. Lots of games in here. Also kind of like a library in the back. Some books back there and some computers over here. I think you have to have the room package to use those computers though. And one way to tell what end of the ship you're at is just look at the artwork between the elevators, and you can see this one's kind of like origami. On the opposite side of the ship, they're kind of big looking exercise balls that are filled with air. I'll show you those when I get to that side of the ship. And here's what I was saying about this side, the elevators. You can see these big exercise looking balls that have inspirational sayings in them. This is on the front of the ship. And out there you can see Central Park. On the back of the ship on deck 12, here is the Wonderland restaurant. Pretty interesting place. This is definitely one that you have to pay for, but the ceiling's pretty interesting with twinkling lights. And this one's 2 floors as well. You can see down there's the bottom deck, but you get a look out over the boardwalk in this restaurant as well. On decks 10 and 11, you can see there's just staterooms. James is over here filming some things about the shopping center right now. On deck 9 in the back of the ship, there's this restaurant, Dazzles. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there right now. This one actually is open. Give you a quick look in here right now. This one is 2 decks as well, and that is the bottom. And you can get a look over the boardwalk, a little bit closer down to the boardwalk on this one. On deck 8 is Central Park in the middle of the ship here. Really windy today. Actually almost looks like it's raining. Nope, sun's still out. And here there's a few restaurants. Over here on this side there is Chops Grill. This area right here in the center is where the Rising Tide bar comes up. You can see it's down there on the bottom right now, but it'll come up and go in that area there. And then people will be able to get on it or get off up here on the Central Park. It's also an area for Chops Grill if you want to eat outside. Ton of plants out here. Really nice looking area. Trellis bar over here on this side. Live planted wall. This window area here you can see down to the Royal Promenade. And then over here we have the Park Cafe. On the opposite side is Jamie's Italian. That place is inspired by Jamie Oliver. Not sure if he actually designed the food there, but that's who it's inspired by. See way up there is the view from the bottom of Central Park looking up at the water slides on deck 16. And there's the back of the ship. Over here on this side of the ship, there's a few other places like Cartier, Hublot, and Bulgari. Also, if it's raining, they do have umbrellas sitting here so that you can walk across Central Park even when it is raining. Okay, still heading towards the back of the ship on deck 6, there is the boardwalk. You can kind of see how they actually carved the horses that are on the carousel. I don't know if these are actually how they did it, but kind of some nice piece of artwork. There's a few games on this side, and on the opposite side there is the boardwalk doghouse. Here's the carousel here in the middle of the ship. And over here on this side is Sugar Beach. I'll pop in here and show you all the candy that they have. Quite a variety. You can see all the staterooms in the back of the ship. There goes someone on the zip line across. And up there is the Wonderland bar as well as Dazzles. Over here we have Playmakers, bar and lounge. Usually some interesting stuff that happens here. Winging contest. Surf Shack, another shopping place over here. Johnny Rockets. Another play area over here on the side for the kids to play in. And here is the Ultimate Abyss where that comes down. And way in the back is where the Aqua Theater is. If you're gonna watch Hero or Aqua Nation, they have some really excellent Aqua shows. There's always also a lot of movies. Right now they're playing The Grinch, and it looks like they're cleaning the stage of the Aqua show. And back on this side, you can see this is where the rock wall is. One on this side, and one over there on that side, on each side of the abyss. I'm on deck 6 right now, so I'm going to show you the Vitality at Sea Spa and Fitness Center. Right here is the Vitality Cafe as well, right at the entrance. Here is where you can get your manicure and pedicures in the spa, and also over here they're doing hair, some feet analysis. It's usually some teeth whitening, acupuncture. The spa is over there on that side. You need a tour to go in there, so I'm not going to show you guys that, but it always smells really good in here. So we're going to go back and show you the fitness center where you can work out. So you can see there's pretty much anything that you would ever want or need to work out in this area. Some exercise balls, some yoga mats. You can go down there, and the trek is down there on deck 5, so that's easy access. All sorts of machines back here. Stair steppers here. And here there's usually cycling. So you can see all the cycling bikes set up, and the instructor would be up here. And over on this side there is a bunch of treadmills lined up that you can see out there. You get a nice ocean view while you are running and working off all of your calories from eating all the food on this ship. Interesting way that they must clean the windows. They actually have water jets placed around these windows that probably spray fresh water and clean the outside so that no one has to go out there and actually wash them by hand. Alright, I'm gonna go walk down these steps real quick and show you a quick tour of the track and also the lifeboats that are down here. Usually gotta push this button to open the door. And here is the track on the front of the ship. You always want to make sure that you're walking in the correct direction. You probably can't hear me right there because it really is so windy out here. But yeah, always walk in the right direction, unlike these people are doing right here. Some table tennis courts down here as well. See the ocean out there. And here's some of the lifeboats. You can see in there real quick. There's actually 2 floors to them. Here is how long the track actually is and converting that. And these lifeboats actually hold 370 people per boat. So that should be enough for this whole ship to get on a lifeboat. You can walk back in here and that will take you back to the steps or the elevators. Shows you where you are and how far you can make it around the ship and how many times you have to go around to make it a certain distance. And on the very back of the ship there's always a nice sitting area. Pretty occupied right now, but you can actually look over the back of the ship and see the propellers churning out and see how fast we are going. In this area right here is a place for pets to go to the bathroom. There are a few dogs on the ship, so that's where they go to the bathroom at. And this area right here with the Royal Caribbean logo on the ground is where you actually board the ship. So when you come on for the first time, usually they have this door open, and this area is where you first come aboard the ship. They only open this right when you are boarding the very first time, and the rest of the time you are on board, this is closed. That goes to the Royal Promenade though. Alright, in the front of the ship on deck 5 is the Royal Theater. See right now there is a show going on, just about to start. That is all the way in the front of the ship. And on the opposite side you can see the Royal Promenade over here. Here is the Royal Theater. This I believe is the show called Flight. So this is the top deck of the theater. You can see there's also some bottom floors down there. Excellent shows. There was Hairspray in here and a few other game shows that were really good. Definitely want to try to attend as many shows as you can on this cruise. Now heading to the back of the ship. Over here on this side we do have another bar. Doing bingo right now. That is the On Air Club. And the opposite side of the ship has Boleros. Kind of a Spanish club, lots of good music always in here. You can also take the steps down to deck 4 in this area to get to some of the other shows. Here's a quick look at Bolero, so usually some entertainment going on in here. Another bar over there. We have Starbucks right in the middle of the Royal Promenade. Always lots of artwork spread around the ship. There goes Abe again, riding around on the Segway. Solarium Beauty Salon in there. Lots of shops in the center always going on, lots of sales at the end of the cruise. Regalia jewelry on that side. Royal shops here on this side. There goes Abe again. Copper and Kettle restaurant. This I believe is new from Harmony of the Seas as well. And Sorrento's over here. Definitely a good place if you want a lot of different pizza. On the Windjammer they usually only have pepperoni or cheese there. They usually have barbecue chicken, some vegetarian pizza as well. And here is the Royal Caribbean gift shop. It's where you can get all your souvenirs from this trip. And here's the nice Christmas tree that always is up on the holiday cruises. Popular Volkswagen that has been crushed into a ball. On this side we have Next Cruise, where you can book your next cruise with them and they give you like $600 onboard credit. Usually there's a better deal online though that happens later on. Cafe Promenade on this side. Here's guest services. Line is pretty long right now just because people are settling their balances from the whole trip. And this is the last day to do that, so everyone's trying to get that in. Here's Regalia watches. Staircase back up to the next deck. And here is the ever popular Bionic bar. That doesn't look like it's actually running right now, but I will get some video of this when it's actually going and show you how this works. And here in the middle of the Royal Promenade is the Rising Tide Bar. That goes from here all the way up to the Central Park up there, and you can get off or you can just ride it back down. I'm gonna go back up these steps now and show you what was on this deck. There's not much on this deck near the back, but there's a few things. Over here on this side is where you can book your short excursions yourself just on these iPads. And up here you can actually review all the pictures that have been taken by their professional photographers on the trip. All you have to do is tap your SeaPass card on one of these sensors and it will pop up your pictures on the screen. On the opposite side over there you can see there is the Schooner Bar. Here is Jazz on 4. Usually some good music going on in here as well. Over here is the attic, usually some comedy going on in here. On that side is the Diamond Club. And here is Studio B. Lots of events that go on in there. Ice skating rink too and ice skating shows. And then in the middle of the ship is Casino Royale, where I'm heading right now. But on the sides of this path they also display a lot of the artwork that is for sale or getting auctioned off. Just gonna walk through the casino real quick, get you a little taste of what they have in here because I'm probably not supposed to be filming in here, so I'm gonna just walk through real quick. Lots of virtual games, a few tables. This does start picking up later towards the end of the night as well. Some, they don't have really the virtual blackjack tables though, so they are lacking some of those. But over here on this side there's some roulette tables. And that is pretty much the entirety of the casino. It's quite a bit wider, but that is the length of it that I just walked just now. Here is the entrance to the main dining room, which is not open yet, but you can look up the menus on each one of the screens right here. All you have to do is push, and you can see the menu for tonight. On deck 4 is the Azumi Hibachi and Sushi Grill. You can kind of see in there right now. Pretty cool hibachi grill on the ship. You don't see that very often. Really expensive though. Here you can kind of see the menu of what they offer. Look at the size of these waves. Wow, that is pretty crazy. You can actually see them hitting the side of the ship and then they bounce back. And on the ship you can't feel a thing moving on here. The ship is so big that you really don't feel it moving at all. There's a little bit in our staterooms in the front of the ship, but something that's barely even noticeable. Alright, let's see if I can make it from deck 3 all the way to 16 without getting stopped. There's deck 5 in the Royal Promenade. There's deck 8 in Central Park. And here is deck 16 at the top of the ship. That's surprising. That rarely ever happens that you can make it non-stop to the top. And this is the entrance to the suite deck on deck 16. So that is how you get up to deck 17 up there. Actually, the slides are higher than deck 17 though if you took the steps up to get on those. There you have it. That is the entire tour of this whole cruise ship on Symphony of the Seas. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you have any questions. Who are you talking to? Camera! Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting. And leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.